Also created a couple of new events, and events with a twist. And one of those was our Silver and Sage event. Locally sourced food and entertainment, black tie event on the escarpment overlooking Dry Island Buffalo Jump. We redefined black tie Boomtown style. This now means your little black dress and hiking boots. So this event has already served as an inspiration, and we are aware of another event that is based upon this one that will be taking place next year in the county of Camrose. Another example of innovation is our locative media project. This is one where we'll be able to provide visitors using smart devices with their own GPS-based electronic tour guide and a way of customizing and planning their trip through the Boomtown Trail. And one of the things that we've learned so far in developing the Boomtown Trail is that everything takes twice as long as you think it will, and it's going to cost about twice as much as you budgeted for. We also learned that there's far more to our region than we'd originally thought. We knew we had a great tourism resource starting out. We just didn't realize how great it was. And with this increased vision comes the work and the investment that's required. But you know, we can see that the rewards are going to be there, and what we're doing is really worthwhile. And rural people traditionally wear more than one hat, and our tourism region is no different. But if we were to be categorized, I suppose heritage and cultural tourism would be the closest. And we're fortunate that that is a lucrative part of the travel market. So moving forward, we're looking at ways of measuring our organization's progress and our effectiveness. And we recognize that it's more than just counting the number of heads in beds or calculating the economic impact. We've looked at the balanced scorecard, we've looked at the triple bottom line methods, and we've decided we need to create our own measurement tool, one that's uniquely Boomtown and that will give our partners the information that they need. In fact, at our last board meeting, the strategic planning session was spent on this very topic. So as we move forward with our various projects, we're doing so without preconceived notions of what the results should be, because we're in the business of inspiring and leading our partners to the point where their creativity and their uniqueness takes over. There's a beautiful valley there and a steep climb for trucks, and they felt that originally if they eliminated that and straightened it out, more truck traffic would generate more economic development. And it is ironic because it's the prettiest spot on the whole of Highway 21. So we had support from Alberta Tourism, Parks and Recreation, and we were able to complete a sustainability study which showed the proposition of the Boomtown Trail was viable, and then a development strategy which contained our directions for moving forward. We had three critical areas: create the means and commitment to implement the strategy, enhance existing and develop new tourism product, and attract visitors. We have 6 strategic priorities: building on the cultural and historic resources of the region, enhancing and developing new events, position the Boomtown Trail as a region, position it as an alternate touring route to Highway 2, enhance existing tourism product, and developing new tourism product. Support and financing. We have 34 municipalities in our region, and 29 of them are supporting members. As well, we have the University of Alberta Augustana Campus and Métis Nation of Alberta Treaty 3. We receive funding from our municipal members, and 62 of the tourism businesses in our region also support us. We call them our ambassadors. We're also grateful for financial support received from Alberta Tourism, Parks and Recreation, and we were also successful in obtaining an RCAP grant. We are also, for future sustainability of the organization, developing unique Boomtown products and exploring the possibility of delivering services that would also generate revenue for the organization, as well as continuing with obtaining grant funding. Challenges, there's been a few. We're growing a new industry in times of great change. Previous tourism organizations focused solely on marketing and product and infrastructure development was more or less just left up in the air. There's no real roadmap for what we're doing. Times are changing and new models are coming up and the old ones really are no longer valid. People are naturally resistant to change. It is a slow process. I've often said I got a lot of patience as long as I can have my results right now. And we often run into differing urban and rural perspectives on how things should be accomplished. And there is a saying that that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I, having worked with this tourism development the last few years, I see how that comes about. But also having a lot of challenges also forces us to be innovative and creative and look in new directions and examine new ways of doing things. And I think that has made our organization stronger. Our role as an organization is to provide the inspiration, the framework, the leadership, and the expertise to allow our partners to build their communities, their organizations, their businesses into viable, sustainable tourism destination, each unique and yet distinctly Boomtown, and also to market the region. And none of that seems like much if you say it quick. One example we can give you is last spring, we worked with Alberta Agriculture, the Canadian Badlands, Kalina Country, the University of Alberta, and other partners, and we hosted a sourcing local food seminar at the University of Alberta Augustana campus. And as a result of that, we know that there's 4 new locally sourced food events have been started because of that seminar, and we're also aware of several others that are incorporating locally sourced food into their events. We are trying to create toolkits for our communities and for our visitors to create their own unique Boomtown experiences, to create their own stories. We believe that as a result of our initiatives, tourism revenue will continue to grow, resulting in a dependable and stable economic platform for the region. This work won't be done next week or next year, and I often say this, we're starting this for the kids that are going into grade 5 next year, and their children and their children. We share a vital and a living experience of the land. We value, protect, and celebrate our environment. We have a unique sense of ourselves. We remember and share the experiences of our ancestors. We live in community. We're united through our shared stories. We celebrate our artists and our artisans, and we continue to grow, to learn, and to change. And with all of the things that we do, we remember that balance is key. And we must remember always why we were doing it. And this was brought home to me a few weeks ago when I was out hiking on one of my favorite trails. And I'm going to tell you another story, but I'm going to use a photograph to tell this story. And good photographs do tell stories, and there's an awful lot to them. And there's an awful lot to this image, and this talks about sustainability, it talks about the kind of legacy we must leave, and it talks about why we're doing what we're doing. And so thank you for your time.